Hi guys, thank you for tuning in, and thank you to those of you who subscribed. I really appreciate the love, and I love you back. Today I'm going to be going over closure frontal customization, the plucking, the bleaching of the knots, and um, just trying to make that hairline look more realistic and laid. So I'm using a 13 by 4 frontal, lace frontal from Fine Hair Extensions. It's 18 inches, Bodywave texture, Peruvian hair. Blonde Me Bleach by Schwarzkopf. It has 9 levels of lift. It's a professional product, which I purchased from Cosmoprof. I'm using about a scoop, and I put a little bit more because it wasn't quite a whole scoop. And I'm using a 30 volume cream developer from Sally's. I'm using 30 because, like I said, that's a professional bleach. It's very strong and it has a really nice toning effect, but I don't need to use 40 because it will probably ruin the lace. So I'm going to use 30 and watch it carefully, making it like a toothpaste type texture. You don't want it too soupy. So if it's falling off of your brush, it's too creamy and you would need to add more bleach. So then I'm going to hold the lace and do like a push sweeping effect across the lace, making sure that it gets to the other side, but not pushing it too hard because you don't want it to bleed through and make it appear as if you have bald spots on your lace. So you just want to cover it really well, get the baby hairs, and checking the other side just to make sure that, you're not pushing it too hard. I had to practice this a few times, but some people even use a knife to spread the bleach. You can use that as well if you're more comfortable with that, but I use a brush, and then want to keep sweeping it across the lace and covering it with bleach so you can have a pretty scalp effect when you part it. I will let this process on the other side of the aluminum foil for about 15 minutes, but definitely checking because, like I said, it could process fast and you don't want to ruin your lace. So I shampooed the frontal with Matrix So Silver, another professional product. I love that purple shampoo. It gives a toning effect, and rinsed it. Now I'm just pinning it to my canvas head, just so it lays smooth across. No particular, certain way or fancy way to do it, but I'm just pinning it across because we will get ready to start plucking it. And I have a bottle of water with conditioner in it because I like to pluck the frontal wet, and the conditioner, I feel like it helps the tweezers slide. So I'm just parting, and this is what I like to do. You can, if you have your own technique with plucking, be my guest, but that's what I do. So I'm spraying the frontal, and I will part it and begin to pluck. Comb it down. And these are pre-plucked as well, but I always feel like you still need to go in, to make it your own. And you don't want to overdo it. So, take your time. Always comb and check. And then move your way up from one side to the frontal to the other side. And you can just pluck it to your liking. You know how you want your hairline to look. Or you can mimic your own hairline. If you have a more full hairline, then don't take a lot off. Probably just work your way around the front so you don't have a hard line and look like Chewbacca. But anyways, just continue to pluck. That's what I will be doing. So this part is kind of boring, but just watch and learn, and You can practice. Mind you, I messed up like 2 or 3 frontals my first couple of tries, and you gotta just practice. Practice makes perfect. So take your time. So I'm just combing and checking. And then also what you want to do, once you get the front to be a little bit thinned out and, mimic a realistic hairline, you want to part it across the frontal, which you will see me do, and you want to start plucking that density right behind the front. Like if you look at it, you can see that it's a little bit thick after the front part. I'm working on the front, but I will part it behind behind the very beginning of the hairline, and then start to thin that out too, because sometimes you see that a lot where it's like it's only plucked in the front. Yeah. Part that, and now you want to take the density out of that part too, because it'll look weird. You want it all to flow. So start plucking. Give real scalp realness. So now I'm just checking, some of these will be like the very edge of the hairline will be where you create the baby hair. So I just check to make sure that, it will lay, and kind of visualize what it'll look like and see where else you need to pluck. So this takes a long time, so take your time, sit down somewhere and, pluck until you get it right. So I'm liking the way it's looking now. And once it's on the head, you may need to pluck it in other areas, once it's actually on someone's face, and kind of style it to them. And I even create the baby hair once it's on someone's face. Like, I like to play with it a little bit just so you can see how it would lay. If, it's like, is it looking real? Yeah, okay. I like the way that's doing. And then, you'll take your little tinkle razor, because that's what I use. I use a razor to cut the baby hair. And then, lay it as so. But this will look good even if you don't have baby hair. So don't overdo it. Save some for when you put it on, because like I said, it might look differently once you put it on your head. And then sometimes you have to cut the lace, so the very edges are like the corners, ear tabs. I mean, everybody's head is not a 13-inch from ear to ear, so you may have to cut it to like a 11 or 11 and a half. So don't overdo it or plug so much in the corners and certain areas because you think that it's going to fit across your head the same way. And those balls are what all I took out of the hair. So don't think like, oh my God, it's a lot of hair. I mean, it is a lot, but they put a lot of hair on these little closure pieces. And, that's the good part. It may say pre-plucked, but you always get enough to make it your own. And I think it's fine now. So until I put it on, she's good.